Do you have a scene that just won't move and maybe stays exactly where it is, and you're trying to fix it? Welcome to part 2 of how to fix your scene when it goes wrong. If you haven't watched part 1, it's right here, and it talks about the top 3 things that can go wrong. But there are 3 other things that can really stall your scene and keep it from moving your book forward. Number 1, and this is something I've talked about in my other character videos and also something that I cover in the Writing Compelling Fiction workbook, where I give you some exercises to figure this out. Your character has weaknesses and strengths. And their weaknesses will get them into trouble in the scene over and over again, but their strengths will save the day. Now let me talk about how that works. In Pretty Woman, Edward's character has a big problem opening up emotionally.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
And that keeps him from getting close to Vivian, and it keeps him on this path that really isn't making him happy. He thinks he just wants to conquer the world, but he really doesn't. He wants more. And his inability to tell Vivian how he feels or to open up in any way emotionally costs him Vivian close to the end of the movie.
3,000 for 6 days. And Vivian, I will let you go.
His strength, however, his determination and his courage are what get him into the car at the end and climbing up the fire escape to tell her that he loves her. In movies like that are really linear and very clear in terms of what's going on with the character, you can really see how the weaknesses get them into trouble and the strengths save the day. Shrek, which I use all the time, is a really great example because Shrek's weakness is his inability to trust people because he's afraid that they will hurt him. But his loyalty and his strength and his intelligence are what save the day at the end. So your character needs to have a few weaknesses. In the workbook, I talk about giving them 6 of each because when you have 6, it gives you a lot more to work with. And most people are pretty complex. They're not one-dimensional. They're not just a people pleaser. Maybe they're a people pleaser and they're also insecure, or maybe they're also really intelligent. And the other thing about weaknesses and strength is that they should be 2 sides of the same coin. A character who is really intelligent tends to overanalyze things. A character that's really brave may leap without thinking. So those weaknesses and strengths are 2 sides of the same coin. And when you make your list, think about what the exact opposite of that is and look at how that works within your character, because it's really cool to see. And it gives you a complex, layered person on the page, just as we are all complex and layered. The number 2 thing you could be doing wrong is not creating curiosity for the reader. And this ties in with number 3. What I mean by curiosity is that what if question. That is what your first chapter should be laying down. What if Barbie is dissatisfied with her life and leaves Barbie Land? What if Woody's position as Andy's favorite toy is threatened by another toy?
This is my spot.
Those what if questions, which are posed in the very beginning of any movie or book, are what gives the reader the incentive to keep watching or keep turning the pages because they want to see, how is this what if going to work out? So it creates curiosity in them. And the more layered and complex you can make your plot, which is something I talked about in part 1, the more you can really create that curiosity because the reader is going to be like, how the heck is the author going to fix this? You may not know. I can't tell you how many books I've gotten to like the 2/3 point of, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to fix this. But the cool thing about writing is that your subconscious will lay all the clues like little breadcrumbs for Hansel and Gretel that will give you everything you need to figure out that solution. You've just got to kind of look for them when you go back to edit your book. And I will definitely do some videos on revision to help you with that. Once you've created that curiosity, though, you've got to do number 3, which is creating both despair and hope. If you've ever seen that meme about glimmer moments, they're little moments of hope for us in real life, like they're a glimmer of what could be. You need to give your character both those despair moments where they're like, this is never gonna work out, oh my gosh, and the moments of hope. If you look at any kind of a movie or book, you will see moments where the character thinks that things are at their worst. But if you have layered in those little moments of hope throughout the book, then the reader knows that somehow you as the author is going to make this work out. You can't have it be all doom and gloom, so you can't have it just be despair, and you can't have it all be like, yay, the world is awesome, so you can't have it entirely all glimmer moments of hope. So you've got to kind of do both. You're probably going to ask me, how do I know when to do which one? That's not an easy answer. What you have to do is read a lot, write a lot, and analyze a lot because you need to develop an innate sense of structure and a kind of instinct that says, okay, here I really need to give the character a little hope. Now, if you don't know and you're still struggling with it, then I would say that every time you have a moment of despair, you're going to want to counter that with some kind of a moment of hope, maybe in the next scene. Highly recommend studying really good books. And you can download this handout for free on my website, which tells you exactly how I did it so that I could really develop a sense of how structure works. because a book absolutely has structure. And once you understand that structure, it makes the writing a lot easier because it's like, okay, I've already built the frame of the house. Now all I have to do is decorate it. If you really want to delve deeper into how scenes work and what else could be going wrong, then watch part 1, because that one really talks about everything that has to be there in the beginning of the scene so that you can add all these other components and create a scene that just keeps the reader on the edge of their seat, dying to know how it works out.